Um,
What's up, everybody? Today I'm just going to be doing a video basically where I touch up a couple photos and put some certain filters on them to show you some different types of aesthetics in terms of filters you could put on photos, and not just one photo but like a lot of photos for your Instagram feed if you are looking to try to find a new type of vibe or whatever you want to call it to make your feed a little more appealing. What I'll be doing in each photo is the first step will be just touching up the photo, not necessarily adding any filters or anything that I would say is like the actual aesthetic part. This is more just making sure the photo's the best it can be, still while trying to be natural, if that makes sense. Not really look like it's very filtered. Like it just make the photo look like, oh, like that's unbelievable how perfect that photo is. And as you can probably assume if you're not crazy, that's not me. Super gorgeous, has a great body. Did touch up some of her body, but I didn't do anything too extreme, and I edited this photo for her in a completely different way for her Instagram, and she was completely okay with me touching up her photo how I did, and she actually got me to do a little more alterations to her body, but honestly she doesn't need it, but I digress. As you see right now, I'm going over her skin with on facing. There is a feature that lets you correct the skin tone, and that helps because she had a pretty bad sunburn from being out all day. We were out in the sun, kind of sunbathing by the side of this lake on this like little beachy area, and that I wouldn't really call a filter, but I thought that really enhanced just the natural photo itself. You'll notice I do some weird things with especially girls' hair. Considering we had been in ocean water, nobody's hair was looking cute that day, so I was trying to kind of smooth it out with a blurring tool, and use like some of the whitening tools to kind of make her highlights pop. But now I think we're about to transition into actually editing one of the photos into more of a filter, and more of what I was referring to when I said a type of theme that you could put towards your photos. I tried to do this weird thing with highlighting her leg right there. Didn't work out at all, so I totally skipped it. I think we go back to the hair again because I kept trying to enhance it. She has great hair. It's just, like I said, like water is yucky, and I mean, it was not helping her hair because she had already gotten out of the water after this photo was taken. And you'll see I'm touching up the grass. That's one thing, even if it is a photo of you, if your background is complete trash, or if there's something easy you can touch up in it, totally do that. It boosts your photo at least like five extra bonus points. I don't know how I would score it. I think I do add an actual filter to this photo. I think I go for a pretty opaque or very vibrant type of look with this photo, and I think that personally looks really good in terms for this photo, and is a very easy type of style to do on multiple photos, just turning up the opacity. If you're a makeup person or you like taking photos of nature, clothing, this is a great idea just because you can really see the colors of the photo or the clothing, makeup, etc. in their full opacity. And now I think we're jumping into the second one. The second one I kind of tried to go for a more less opacity, kind of the complete opposite, more faded, where it didn't necessarily look super vibrant. I do add a filter along with adjusting a lot of the lighting, shadows, stuff like that, as you can kind of see by the little bottom piece that I can't see right now where it says what I'm doing. And now we're gonna jump into a video, or not another video, I'm in a video. Photo of me, and this is a photo where, once again, I'm just touching it up, getting the base photo basically finished, and then we'll go into actually putting a type of aesthetic you could use on it. And one thing you could take away from this, I mentioned it in my previous video, which I'll try to link below, or try to thumbnail it, or whatever it's called, whatever the YouTubers call it. But I digress. Just trying to leave some imperfections versus like making my skin look porcelain. If you ever check out my Instagram, which I'm trying to start a new one for multiple different reasons, which it's thick_mood, you'll notice my photos are 50 times more edited of myself compared to this photo. But for the sake of simplicity and just showing easy ways to do this, I try to avoid it. This is a really good pro tip for eyebrows. If your eyebrows are looking thin and you're pretty skilled with editing photos, you can kind of get a similar color to your brow and do what I did where I blurred it in. And I think with this photo, I'm kind of following along. I think I relit my face. That's probably the number one tool in facing I like. I think it's called relight, and it just makes the light change specifically right directly on your face. It can really make you look a lot better if the lighting wasn't perfect on your face. Yeah, it looks like I kind of just went for a more faded-esque look. It definitely does have some vibrancy. I don't know what that warning was. I was probably saying I was doing too much bullshit on my phone. No, I mean, I don't know what you necessarily call this photo. I think it's just a good mix of not too opaque, not too bright, just kind of neutral. And the clothing I'm wearing, the backdrop, it's all very neutral. So that's what I'd kind of call that aesthetic, just like neutral tones. This is a great photo. This was on vacation when me and my friend went, and we got some amazing photos. The lighting was so good in this shot, and it was like a very candid or like a non-intentional photo that ended up getting taken that turned out great. We're doing the same thing again, where we're basically just touching up the photo before we actually do any type of filters. I know that might be confusing to say, but I'm really just talking about giving you like some options for what you can do aesthetic-wise on your pictures. But I mean, in general, hopefully this video can give you a lot of advice in terms of what you can do to photos to really enhance them and just improve your feed all across the board. And sorry if you hear some background noise. I'm trying to avoid it, but I probably should have put some earphones in and used some speakers, or not speakers, but a microphone. And yeah, I do believe we're still on the original for this photo, which I'm gonna leave all the actual final photos at the end, because I know this is going pretty fast, but I just did that because you can slow it down on YouTube if you're genuinely curious and want to see how to see exactly the steps I was taking. As you can see, we're going into a aesthetic now, or like a real hardcore type of edit for the photo. The water at the beach we were at, which was in Alabama, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, is not very bright, so I was trying to give it like a more pretty Hawaii, some of the Florida beach colors, which I don't know if that's a great idea if you're not a pro editor, because you can really make a photo look very edited very quickly doing this type of thing. but it looks so dull, and I think with the filter or the effect I was going for this photo, I wanted there to be some decent vibrancy within the photo, so that's kind of the reasoning behind that. As you can see, it didn't turn out too bad. And I think really what we end up doing with this photo is kind of like a faded photo, but yet still vibrancy, which those two words kind of contradict each other, but it's like, or another way to put it would be, it's pretty bright, but the colors aren't very intense. Like, I think it really made the water look so much better in this edit. Excuse me, and I do think I put it in that Polaroid filter, or the Polaroid frame. And on the last photo we do, I basically did, it was a super quick one. I just wanted to make her skin look super glowy, and I just found a filter that worked within Facetune to do that. I did a little lighting effect up in that corner. She hates those, but I'm obsessed with them. But that's basically all I really did. So, I digress. I'm going to include some photos of the pictures now, but other than that, if you enjoyed, let me know. Leave some comments if you'd like some more videos like